Ric Flair stolen jewelry and I told them?
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got a special guest joining me, Mr. Sammy Gravano, the song father.
My man.
What's going on, Sonny?
That's me. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing
Still
great.
celebrating the football game.
That fake-ass football game.
3 seconds
It was
to go.
rigged, man.
Unbelievable.
It was rigged. 100% rigged. 100%. I've seen the...
You sit back and you say, you know how many people would have to be involved in it? And then you watch it and you go, looked rigged to me.
Bro, he was passing it off to no
I mean, come on.
one. Like, people were, you could see that they were, when they weren't trying, you know?
And he's there free and clear all by himself.
Just crazy.
You know, you never know, but it's
kind of
easy to do.
Was going to win. I saw a thing that Kansas City was going to win a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of money. Before the season started, I bet the 49ers were going to go all the way and take the Super Bowl. So I had a chance to put, make some nice change. But
yeah, what's his name? Drake bet 1.4 million.
What?
And he put it on the Chiefs.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, so you won. You got $3 million almost.
I mean, when they go in and they're the underdogs, forget it. You almost think the fix is in from that alone.
And then you see that girl with the orange hair, the one with that song Fart. Dumbass shit.
Oh, right.
She had an upside down cross on.
Yeah. And you see what our president did?
No.
He put out there's a meme out there of him with looking like the devil with fire in his eyes, saying that he fixed the Super Bowl. So after they won, he put it out. He goes, just like we planned it. That's pretty funny.
Man. It's crazy.
Hey, Tommy Boyd, how are you, brother?
So today we're going to talk about Alecto and his little beef with Sammy.
Oh, okay. Gravano. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm getting some backlash. I'm getting some backlash about the whole Gotti thing.
Yeah.
A little bit. But, I don't back down from no one. I think Angel tries to it's okay for her and her little minions over there to talk all about the situation, but as soon as I mention it, it's a problem, right?
I don't know about that.
She don't make the rules, and I talk about whatever I want over here, and I'm not being censored by anyone. So she needs to go.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, but sometimes we stay away from families,
Yeah, but I mean, it's in the spotlight. I'm going to report on it, and I just read what was out there. I'm not putting my own sense in it too much. But this is called the Chatting with Staxx show, not Chatting with Angel show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look at this. Upside down cross.
I didn't even notice that.
A lot of people did.
Wow.
They weren't
No,
watching the game.
upside down.
They weren't
She
really
was.
watching the game.
She had to be exhausted.
Yeah, she got to be, right? Weren't they in
Right?
Tokyo or some shit?
Yeah, is it Japan like a 26-hour flight or some shit like that? And you
Someone
got to, you
said,
had it. You had to be up all day preparing for your concert. Crazy.
yeah, these people don't get no sleep ever.
Unbelievable. I wonder if she
Yeah,
played
well,
Assassin's Creed.
yeah, like you do.
That's what I do when I can't sleep. What's up, Emerald? How are you?
Big Gus, what's up, man? Emerald, Pete, Vegas Pete, what's going on? Thomas, William, got a lot of people in the house. Rah, what's up, bro? Great Jedi, how are you? Ronan, Edward. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the whole Gotti situation at another time. She said she's very disappointed in me. Well, I'm very disappointed in you for dealing with them trash that you have on your show. Like the pizza guy, Punk Smoke the Don, all these people that talk horrible about your family. What do? Buddy up with them all. So, I've lost all respect for you, but that's you. And that's me. We're different people. And I get to do whatever I want over here. I don't ask permission. I ask forgiveness. But I don't need your forgiveness because you don't matter to me. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic. And remember, anything I say over here, it does not reflect anyone else on my show.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, let me make that perfectly clear. I stand alone.
Free speech. I understand. I get it.
But I don't like that get criticized by people who are doing some disgusting things. For what? Views? Is that for views? For money? What's the reason?
No, well, she usually just keeps people in their place. So I don't know. I didn't see any show you were talking about with the pizza guy there. I don't know.
It's crazy. I don't get it. Maybe pizza worked for her father, right?
All right.
But whatever. Let's move on to the next topic at hand. Mr. Aleto, the guy who was in a knife fight in a Brazilian prison and walked away.
Oh, right. Yeah.
How? Let me ask you a question, Sonny.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you got arrested and went to Brazilian prison, that you would survive if you killed 2 guards? Whether you were from the United States?
I'd come back in the belly of an alligator, probably.
Probably.
After they chop me up into little, yeah.
Yeah, you're not surviving. Like, they're not going to let you take out 2 guards and then all of a sudden you're able to walk out of the prison.
I
found a baby picture of Aleto. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Gambino family dreams. A lot of these people, they're out of control. I got blocked 6 months ago. She's a phony. Jack Dade. What's up, man? Yeah, she if you disagree with her, sell your soul for YouTube views, 100%. If you disagree with her, it's a problem. Listen, I don't care. I don't need to be accepted by anyone. I stand alone. But anyway, let's get to the first video. We got some funniness to go over here. So this is the Gangster Aleto talking about Sammy Gravano.
The star of the show, John A-Light. A couple of things before we get into it. We came out recently with an episode about Sammy Gravano exposing him.
Exposing Sammy Gravano. But he knew who Sammy was before he ever had dealings with him. So that's where I'm confused. Didn't he know who he was? Right, Sonny?
I'm sorry. I was looking at the phone. My son's texted me. Yeah. Of course he knew who he was.
Yeah, he knew exactly who he was. So now all of a sudden, what he did something he didn't like, and now all of a sudden they
Well,
got a
as he always
problem.
says, our family. So if he was in the family, he should know who one of his bosses are. No,
According to Aletto, he was closer to Gotti than Sammy was. He
Mhm.
was the guy calling the shots.
And we got a lot of feedback. Now, we had mentioned in a prior episode that we would touch on this because there have been, well, I'll let John talk about it. But he was involved in some things that go a little bit farther than I think is what most people know him for. Really not great things at all. And John wanted to touch on them. And then I think too what we should do is maybe we answer some of the comments that were on our video for the first time. But I'll let you take away with regards to what we wanted to touch on from our last video.
Robert DiBernardo was known as DB, and he was the owner of the porn industry, probably one of the biggest ones, and the corporation was Star. There was also another corporation called Astro, but that was with another family.
And Aletto was the star of the show. We saw this one the last time you were here, right?
Right.
So yeah, I gotta push it through a little bit. Here we go, right there. So he's talking about. He says that Gravano and DB were involved in child pornography,
Correct.
and he knew that.
Well, how could he talk about it if he didn't know it? Of course, he had to know it.
You said he knew that, but why did he deal with Gravano if he knew that? I'm just curious. What caused the rift between him and Gravano?
He didn't kick.
The $3,000 because he wanted him to jump through hoops for him, right?
Correct. To say he was a tough guy and he was around and he was involved in things. And then when the 3,000 ran out, that was it.
What do you do? You believe that the stuff that Gravano was saying about him is true? He was really around and a gangster, the Albanian mafioso.
No. I mean, even his supposedly tightest friend and everything, like you say, the sleepover buddy, had to come out and say, listen, the guy was never around me or anybody. A couple of times maybe when we were younger, and that's it. But that's what these people can do, though. They can bring you to the point where you got to come on and you got to say something. Like, it's bullshit. Because there are too many people out there that believe everything they see, everything they hear. And that's why people are taking advantage of the internet now. I don't know about your feed, but my feed is out of control.
It is. It's crazy. A lot of people believe this crap, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to We Push Back. We're going to play a clip from We Push Back with Gravano talking about Aletto.
Ooh.
You dropped your baby.
I made a little baby.
Aww.
She's falling apart.
Damn
Her dress
it.
is coming off.
Her dress is coming off. Okay, we have a question about the Joey Merlino podcast. Let's see. I know, I didn't. He keeps bugging about it. Hey, the wax Bria. Sammy, apologize if you already talked about this, but what are your thoughts on the Joey Merlino from Philly and any dealings in the past? And would you ever sit down with him as a guest on his new podcast?
I didn't know him. I know his father. When there was the war in Philadelphia, I was involved in the war in Philadelphia. I knew his father well.
His father?
I didn't know him. He talks about rats. Now he's talking about that. I don't know what he's doing. I know his uncle was a rat, and they killed him. So when you're talking about rats, turn around and look at your family, and look at, and look at what you're doing. It's not a rat movie. He's not a rat. I'm not calling him a rat. But
he just did.
You're a boss, supposedly, if you are, and you're doing this. It's a disgrace to Cosa Nostra.
And what he did is not a disgrace. And what he did is not a disgrace to Cosa Nostra.
It's crazy when they say that, and he's not the only one that says that. What do you call him? Aletto. He said it a couple of times. Michael Franzese has said it a few times. Like, they shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be on. What the fuck are you doing? You're on every day. You're on this or you're on that one. You're a guest over here and a guest over there, taking shots. And he's saying, all right, so his uncle was a rat and he's not around
They didn't
anymore.
kill him. They didn't kill his uncle.
That's
He
what he's
passed
saying.
away from
That was
fucking-
news to me.
He passed away from cancer or some shit.
Correct.
He didn't get killed. So what the fuck is he talking about?
Unless they put cancer in his body. Maybe they did that.
It's a disgrace to Cosa Nostra, but what he did's not. What
Right?
he
That's
did
what.
is
Yeah.
okay.
And he can get up there and tell all his stories and his lies, and then have people like Ruggiano on and everything else, and him and whether that was planned or not. And everybody said it was planned when him and Michael Franchise went at each other. And
Yeah.
Franchise is going, sit down. You're not the underboss anymore. And they went back and forth like they were going to kill each other. Next thing you know, they're sitting down for 3 hours on a show that was supposed to be an hour. They're sitting in a restaurant that Sammy had a piece of for 3 hours, laughing and telling stories and falling in love and holding hands under the table. And what the fuck? You got to be kidding me.
It was all written
Clickbait.
out. It was all scripted. It was all scripted, man. All of it.
Yep.
Crazy. Here we go with the Weasel Gravano. And now this is Tony Pizza's best friend, right? They were running on the streets together. This guy vouched for Tony Pizza.
Is that right?
Yeah. Real gangsters.
Did you ever know an Albanian gangster, or did you ever have problems with Albanians?
I did know Albanian guys who were real tough. You could call them gangsters. I never had a problem with them. They were always pretty good. Some of them knew my family, my kids, my daughter, and people growing up that were younger than me. They seemed like good guys. And a couple of other Albanians I met who were full of shit. Make-believe gangsters. Now, I don't want to put names out, and I don't want to do that.
Now, why is his tone changing? I don't understand.
Right.
He goes from calling him an Albanian mafioso. He wishes he was in his crew, and now he's full of shit. Come on, man.
But he's not going to say the name.
No.
Some of you might know who I'm talking about. It's full of shit. Everything the guy says is bullshit. And it's weird because an Albanian guy talked to me not too long ago. And he mentioned the guy's name. And I said, I'd really rather not talk about people behind their back. I'm the type of guy, I like to talk to you face to face. And he said, I just wanted to tell you, Sammy, we're so disappointed in this guy. We're ashamed of him. So
what do you think? What do you think people in that life feel about Sammy Gravano? Are they ashamed of him?
Are they ashamed of him?
Yeah.
Unless he's kicking it to him, but yeah, I never got that anyway. You know, if they're going to say that New York was very upset with what Joey Molino was doing, what about this? This was going on for a long time.
Yeah.
He's dropping names and he's telling stories and he's having podcasts and his son is smacking around 70-year-old guys. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So how is all that okay? And nobody says a word. You don't hear it from anybody either.
No.
Is everybody afraid? He's gonna come out of hiding and start coming after people. It makes no sense. They pick and choose who they want to be loyal to, or they're loyal to the wallet, who can bring them the most money. So
I think they like to be the bully on the block, you know?
Well,
like a lot of these people, they want to be the bully on the block. They want you to fear them. I'm not afraid of anybody, man. Nobody on this earth puts fear in my heart. They just don't. I'm not a tough guy. I don't care to prove to anyone how tough I am or any of that shit. I don't need to scream it from the highest peak like these guys do. It's crazy. They cooperated. It's cut and dry what type of people they are. It's their character.
Mm-hmm.
And other people, they have no morals. They don't stand for shit. They stand on nothing. They have no integrity and they have no principles. They'll do anything for a fucking view on YouTube.
I'm reading what Tommy Boy
So I'll make
just put
you
up.
guys try to guess who is who and who's what.
Let's get back to
Personality
this.
what really is.
Yeah,
It shows
go ahead.
what a fraud he is. To be embarrassed. This is a guy that said, yeah, he took $3,000. He asked me to borrow $3,000. I could bring my lawyer back on again, Doug Anton. He'll tell you how he got him as a client through me. And you know, the guy lies about everything. He lied about the Louis DeBono hit. He lied about Frankie Locasio liking him. Frank Locasio hated him. I was working on the case to get him out of jail. I mean, these are just complete lies on his part. And, you know, I could bring in Fat Sal and different guys that could tell you that this guy's just full of shit. They know him their whole lives. And those are my personal friends, so these guys know him intimately.
So he knew all this shit and still gave him $3,000 to vouch for him and say he's a tough guy.
Yeah, well, now he's saying he loaned it to him. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, now he
Loaned
loaned
him.
him the money.
He loaned him the $3,000. He had to get lawyers involved to try to get it back. Oh, okay. But he's a
It's
liar. No, you're a
bullshit.
liar. No, you're a liar. No, you're a liar.
It's funny when the rats call each other rats. It is hilarious. Thomas,
Tommy-
thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Keep the shows coming, Staxx, bro. And hosts like Sunny, Superb, Laugh, Love, and Scotland. Definitely.
Thank you,
Listen,
brother.
we're just trying to have a good time with it. I don't wish harm on any of these people. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. This is satire at its finest.
That's what we're gonna have to. They're gonna have to
Did you
start
guys
saying
ever
that
have
at the
an
Super
encounter-
Bowl.
An encounter
Right?
with some Philly mob XY's guys. I saw Joey Merlino start a podcast. What about a sit down with you guys?
And another thing, that's funny how all these rats thought at first that Joey Merlino was going to even entertain any of them.
Right.
Don't you agree?
I do
It's
agree,
like
but
they're-
why would this interview even ask that? He's trying to start shit too, I guess. You know,
Well,
if there
they-
was a case that he asked Joey to come on and Joey turned him down, okay, now you can go ask him, hey, how come you turned down Joey Merlino? You know, or how come Joey Merlino turned you down? But
Well, they have a show together. This is the co-host of the show. He's
Just-
not interviewing
oh.
him.
this is the guy Felix.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Joey's not gonna sit with anybody, you know, so he's gonna hold his whatever he says on his show. And like we said on the last show, I don't care what Joey does, I don't pay attention. If he does something, he doesn't do anything, that's his business.
And then you got this guy sticking up for Joey Merlino and the other Chief Suckums sticking up for Sammy Gravano. It's
Right.
like, what? Did you see that one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that one will be coming up next. We'll be playing that one on the next episode.
Are you?
Yeah.
You know,
With the lips you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
when guys
Chief Suckums, two cocks.
But him, at least he said the right thing there about Molino because he knows don't go there. He goes,
Yeah,
whatever
'cause
he
he
does
ain't-
over there, it's
He ain't having none of these rats on his show. It's
never,
not gonna happen.
never.
are going to talk against you, say something, I guess guys will talk back. You know, people are all going to have their feelings of what he's doing, what I'm doing, what he's doing. So that's just life. Everybody has an opinion. You can't stop that. But
That's
he ain't
true.
going to sit with nobody because then he's putting himself out there even further.
But you would sit down with him on a podcast.
And there's really nothing to talk about. But so I don't know what they want to accomplish with talk with him. But
What about
that
the
I said
hit?
about
What about the alleged hit that he was called to do on Joey Merlino? You saw that?
No.
So allegedly, John A. Light was called up by someone in Philly. This is after he got chased out of New York, right?
All right.
And they asked him to kill Joey Merlino. And
What?
And I swear, man, I can't make this shit up. Someone asked him to kill Joey Merlino. Someone in the mob asked him to kill Joey Merlino, and he turned the hit down.
And he turned it down.
So what happens when you turn down a hit in the mob?
Well, either you do it or you become the target.
100%. That's why he's lying. He's lying about a lot of this shit.
You have to go. If you turn it down, now you have knowledge that they're, you know what I'm saying?
Now you know what's supposed to happen, and you can just go. You could just go tell, like he's used to doing. He can just go and tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tony Pizza was going to do the hit. He got the order from Gotti himself.
Guys I grew up with in Philly, guys that know me, you know, Turchy's son.
Wait, I thought you grew up in New York. Now he grew up in Philly? So what is it?
For guys that, you know, do I know Joey? I met him early in the 90s, years ago. I've said some good things about him, and I've said some other things about him, honestly. But everybody's gonna have an opinion, so, you know. But there is nothing to talk about. His mob his guys weren't involved with us. I know his friends from Philly and whatever involvement I had with.
For the 900th time, do you want to clear up why it is that Sammy was an underboss, A-Light never even was a made man?
And that's the fucking truth. Oh, got him. Hurts, don't it, Johnny boy?
Because whoever said, you fucking idiot, I'm Albanian. I says, it doesn't make you a man because you're Italian and a made man. We could give a shit, and I could give a shit who's made. Anybody that knows me, truly knows me, or any of these agents that are doing interviews and doing TV shows, ask them if I gave a fuck or anybody was made or not. If I had a problem with him, they'll know about it. I'd go after him. That's why Ronnie Warnham, captain in the Gambino family, said you got to be nice to Johnny A-Light. He'll kill me like he kills everybody else.
Yeah, so he ask any interviewer, and they'll tell you I'm a real gangster. Why? Because you convinced them? I don't believe you, Johnny boy. I don't believe you.
That's a little tough to take there, that one.
Listen, I disagree with 90% of the shit he says.
Yeah.
He never confronted me about it. Why? I'm just a normal guy. How come you can't confront me about it?
Oh, let's not take it that far.
No, I'm talking about on the internet, man. He can't come on a screen and us have a conversation because he knows
Right.
I'll make him look so dumb.
Or
All
even
these
worse,
people,
he doesn't know what you might have, so he ain't taking a chance.
Well, that goes for all of them. Donkey.
They're all very
Dominic.
good when they have the script in front of them. All right, we're gonna go on at 2:00. Here's what I'm gonna ask you. Boom, 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 boom. So then you do your homework, and then when you come on, you act like you're just answering fresh, like they do with Sleepy Joe. They're the same shit, The only thing they don't have in front of them, I think, is a teleprompter. But
no, that's probably someone else.
That's a little ridiculous.
That's someone dressed in some makeup.
That I know personally about the Albanians and how they felt about the Gambino family. They did not like the Gambino family. They looked down on them. They thought they were scum of the earth. And everywhere there was a club, whatever you want to call it, where they hung out, a social club, whatever, the Albanians would open one right across the street. Up and down Crosby Avenue in the Bronx, there was 3 Gambino places, and there was like 6 or 7 Albanian places.
Why? Because they wanted to outdo them, like outshine them?
They wanted to take over the family way back when. And take over the territory, and the Gambinos didn't understand or didn't know how to fight them, because I'm telling you, I worked a case where I think I told you about that in the very first time, where the fish market got blown up and all that. Remember?
I think you spoke briefly on it. You
briefly,
didn't
yeah.
talk a
so
lot.
then there was another
Did
case
he
where
do it? Did he do it?
That looks like him. I think that is him.
The government bought him a new grill.
There was So anyway, do quickly. There was another case I was working on that all the supermarkets in New York, all of them were getting hit left and right by the same gang of crew that were coming in through the roof, coming down, popping open the safe and getting away with it. This went on for like a year and a half. I organized a whole task force for every agency that you could think of to get involved in this, because somebody was going to end up getting killed if we didn't try to like do something to stop it. So make a long story short, I found out that a whole bunch of them, like 80% of them, were all working for this one cleaning company that would come in at night while the store was closed and while the night crew was packing up their shit, and they would do the floors. And that's how they were getting the layout, and that's how they were coming in. So they came in through we put hidden alarms in that as soon as something broke into the roof, we got notified right away. So it was all the way up in Westchester County. I go flying up there. I was doing 100. I didn't give a fuck if I had 10 cops chasing me. Make a long story short, we catch 6 of them. They keep them in jail overnight. They make their bail, and they were all gone within an hour, maybe 2 hours. Gone. Off the face of the earth. FBI or whoever was involved did their thing and backtracked it back with their names. They didn't change any names or nothing. They got on. They had always had open tickets. They got on. They flew back to Albania, and that's where they stay. That's how they take care of their people. Now you don't talk. You miss that plane, then something's going to happen to your family back over here. You know, we never got to that point, thank God, as an American La Cosa Nostra, if you want to say that.
So what happened? The case was just closed after that? They
Closed
all
out.
left and it was over?
Yeah, who was there? Nobody was left. They were all gone within 2 hours from walking out of the holding cells that they were in. Didn't say a word. Didn't say they wanted a lawyer. They didn't say shit. And boom, 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 boom. Then somebody showed up. I'm representing all 6 of them. What's their bail? This, that, and boom, okay, boom, paid it, and then they got
All organized.
That wouldn't happen
By the ringleader, this guy.
So, no.
And he's talking about he doesn't give a shit that people are Italian. He would have gave his left arm to be Italian back then.
Oh, especially if that's the quote unquote only thing that kept him from being straightened out was that he wasn't Italian. Then yeah, he would have given his left nut without a doubt.
100%.
Maybe even both of them.
Maybe.
So I didn't say that. He said that. So you guys that don't know anything, you better do a little homework before you insult me or insult anybody. If you insult Joe Watts or what I said, Jimmy Burke or any other guy that wasn't any black guy that stayed with me, because none of us, if you're from the street, you don't give a fuck about anybody's title.
There's a bunch that said that we did this episode for views. Do you want to address that?
Yeah, 100% I did it for views. You stupid bastard. I wrote that too.
He's very upset, huh? 100%.
Who said that?
100%. He did it for views. That's all they do this shit for is views.
Who said it? Do you know?
There's people commenting and they're reading comments and he's getting aggravated. Yeah, he's getting aggravated with the comments.
Yeah, he is.
This is why we do shows, for views, for money, for our sponsorships. And I brought him in on this also, Sammy. So whoever wrote that, yeah, same reason he talks about me, for views. And but they're factual. It's views, but it's factual.
It's factual.
So he said he set Sammy up with his podcast. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
No, he didn't, man. It's all bullshit. He's not the one that started on none of that. And they keep coming on the internet claiming that they're the ones that started the mob genre, but they're not.
I've heard that
they're
too.
Not.
But that's the first time that I heard him claim to I set Sammy up.
Yeah, he's the reason behind it, all of his success,
that's pretty
his show,
funny.
Everything. So
Big
he says that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Albanians from the Bronx with Joe Sinatra and his crew.
Yep.
So
Mr. DiPaggio said to say hello, Staxx.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to him.
That's who I was trying to text and watch at the same time.
Hearing facts, then
I need your undivided attention, Songfather.
I'm sorry.
Don't make me call this guy to discipline you, man.
tell it to you. But when Sammy talks bullshit, then we're going to call him out on it. And Sammy got in this business because of me. So whoever wrote that, you better.
He got into this business because of me. I'll be right
Because of
back. I'll be right back. All right. Hold the fort down.
From the street, you don't give a fuck about anybody's title.
There's a bunch that said that we did this episode for views. Do you want to address that?
Yeah, 100% I did it for views, you stupid bastard. I wrote that too. This is why we do shows, for views, for money, for our sponsorships. And I brought him in on this also, Sammy. So whoever wrote that, yeah, same reason he talks about me, for views.
Hey, Mickey.
And but they're factual. It's views, but it's factual. So if you're interested in hearing facts, then I'll tell it to you. But when Sammy talks bullshit, then we're going to call him out on it. And Sammy got in this business because of me. So whoever wrote that, you better understand and follow who was in this business first. Before everybody. This was me that started this.
Wow.
You know what the problem is? These guys are they're not used to our old style living. So now they get to troll and say what they want instead of getting their head cracked open like we used to do when they know they're safe. And that's okay. They're allowed their opinions, but they're ridiculous statements.
Yeah. Let me, I'm trying to find another good one.
Now he's saying that people only talk because they don't show their face in their name.
Right. In the chat room, he's talking.
But if you disagree with any of these people, you're bad. Like, they can't stand you. That's how all these people are. You can't disagree with them. Otherwise, it's the end of the world and you're their enemy for life.
Well, because you in essence calling them out because they're telling bullshit and you're calling them out on it by disagreeing with them. That's how they look at it. Like back in the, like, what was it, 1860s with that California gold rush, everybody went out and they would go with that pan and, you know, and then shake it. And all the shit that came out the bottom was crap. And whatever was left in the pan was good stuff. That's what they do. So he goes up and he goes, yeah, that's of course, you stupid ass. That's why we do this. We do it for the views so we can make money. But it's all factual. And then he's like, his mind clicks back in. And I got to say this first. Wait a minute. But understand, it's all factual. Now, if you want to be like Sammy, then and he tells all bullshit, then go ahead. But, you know, what we do here is all factual. So he goes right back into being a salesman to sell his own shit, saying we're telling the truth and Sammy's full of shit. Okay. Now, did they split something under the table? Who the fuck knows? I'm sure there are people that go back and forth. All right. But, well, did you see what John A-Light said? All right, let's go over by Sammy now and see what, you know?
Yeah. And it's
Crazy
all
stuff.
bullshit. I think the Sammy and Michael Francis shit was all scripted. It was all planned out. That wasn't real.
No, he didn't. First of all, Michael didn't even need to go there. So there was no reason for it. You know, it wasn't like he was saving anybody's life or saving anybody's family. There was no reason for him to sit down with Sammy, because if he would have left it at when they had that beef with each other across the table and everything else, he would have served himself a lot better for you. He did not go sit with him, but you went and sat with him and ate with him and you drank 3 bottles of wine with him. Then you're having your espresso with the Sambuca and this and that. Are you fucking kidding me or what? The last time that you guys were in a room together, you wanted to kill each other. Oh, he was there.
Yeah, he was. He was there.
Oh my God. Look, he's wearing Sammy's suit too. That's crazy.
There was a glitch in the Matrix, and this was this. This is really what happened.
I'll tell you one thing. Look at everybody behind them. They all need to get to a dentist.
Yeah, man. Looks like they got
Just for a
punched in the
cleaning,
mouth.
that's all. Just
Yeah,
for a cleaning.
looks like they got punched in the mouth with a fucking something.
What's red and bad for your teeth? A fucking brick.
A brick. Yeah, I would say that. So now Michael Francis is supposed to be sitting down with this guy.
Really?
He said that he'll sit down with him and him.
Michael said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that one.
You're
Oh
gonna
my
see him
God!
sitting
Could
down
you?
like this. You're gonna see,
What is wrong with you, man? Grandpa,
like
put that back.
for after all the stuff that they said about Michael Francis, for him to have them on his platform, it shows the integrity is nowhere to be found.
It's like show business. They can. Hey, look what they did with the Super Bowl. You didn't watch it, right?
I watched
Would you
it.
watch it on and off? Did you see the Jesus
Yeah,
commercial?
I was. I don't know. Yes, I did.
Oh my God!
With all the people in there, the trans
Watch,
people,
watching
and all this
no,
and
when it
that.
was watching
God
the
loves
feet,
everyone, right? Jesus,
watching the
yeah.
feet. I mean, it hit me good. I loved it. But at the same time, they started off the Super Bowl with, and I'm not getting into any black and white relations or anything like that, but with the black, they call it the Black American Anthem. What is that all about? But
Mm.
they want their own national anthem other than the national anthem. So they've been trying for years to get it on and can never get it on TV. So now somebody made a deal somewhere. It's obvious. All right, we'll put on your black national anthem, but we're putting up a Jesus thing too. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And that's what these guys do. Same
They
shit.
made a deal, right? They made a
Correct.
deal in order to do that.
Same shit. All right.
But
Whatever
I
we
don't
make.
get.
And here's Michael, because he's a good businessman. He's one of the best that ever lived, in or out of that life. We'll do this. We'll have to sit down. Whatever it makes. I take 60. You guys get 20 each. Okay. You know, get a little
I
hot,
just
get a
think
little
it's.
heated. Just sit down, and people will flock to it. You know that, Bill. They will fucking flock to it.
Yeah, I think
Just
it's disgusting though. These guys don't stand on nothing. They what does their word mean? What does their character mean if they can't like stick to the shit?
they are who they are. They don't know any better. This is the way they live, and it's like the ones that go out and they they take a contract, and then they say to them, "How could you do that?" To them, it's like you're working whatever, say at a gas station, and your boss says, "I want you to go down to Staxx Hardware and Staxx Auto Body and pick up all these things and come back with it." Okay, boss. That's how they do it there. That's how they numb themselves to it. This is my boss told me to do it. I got to do it. That's it. Oh, then it's okay what you did. They don't get into that part of it. They don't ever talk about what they did. They just say,
it's
I was involved with this. I was there when this guy got shot. Or
they only talk about all the other shit, but when it's time to be a true gangster and stand on your business and go to prison, no, I don't want to be involved no more. That's it. I'm bailing out.
Look,
so
look at the notes I've been keeping for 10 years.
Yeah, then they cooperate, and now they come back on the internet. I'm a
And
gangster,
flex.
this and that. Yeah, they don't talk about that part where they had to be bitches and cooperate, right?
I've never heard one say, yeah, I cooperated, and here's the reason why. Whether it makes sense or not, but here's the reason why. And I had to sit. It took about 6 hours. I had 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day of giving all kinds of information to them. Then, of course, it had to be investigated to find out that it was true and I wasn't lying. And so it was a long process before I had to testify in court. They don't say that. They just say, yeah, I cooperated, and that's it. Next subject, please. This isn't Jeopardy,
Yeah, they
right?
don't put any details on the whole situation
On
behind
anything.
cooperating. And all of them have a reason, like an excuse. Scars is one of the perfect examples. No, mister, no excuses. But they robbed my money. That's why they were stealing my money.
So they deserve what they got. That's how they justify it in their head.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Or they go and build a church or a wing to a church. Take 25 grand out of the little hole in the backyard,
No, I don't believe they don't tell the truth. They don't tell the truth, Keon. 100% not. They don't say, oh, they cooperated because to save their own ass, because that's the truth. That's the reason why they cooperated, so they wouldn't have to spend time in prison. So they could save their own ass. It wasn't any other reason. it was because of spite. They're robbing me. I'm gonna cooperate.
Oh,
That's what they do, right?
It's not like they woke up one day and felt bad about everything they were doing and wanted to right the world again. You know, that's not why. No, they did it for themselves. I got a choice here. I can sit down and get called all kinds of names, maybe get shot, maybe not. I don't know. But I could be out free while all the rest of these schmucks are going to be inside. Yeah, I'll do it. So, again, I think I said this on the last show or the twice ago. When you sat there with your hands like this, that didn't mean nothing to you. Maybe at that moment, but only because you were going into a club you always wanted to get into. It's like you got tired of waiting online outside Studio 54. You were finally getting to go in. Now when you go in, nobody's dancing with you. You can't get a drink at the bar. You say, fuck this, and you walk out, go down to a little fucking gin mill and talk shit about the Studio 54. Right? I mean, can I put it any plainer than that?
You know, another thing, right? So, the Gotti thing, the Gotti situation that happened, Angel said that her sister-in-law didn't press charges. Now, she said if she did press charges, everyone would be calling her a rat and this and that. What does it matter? She's not in the mob. She's a normal person. She's a fucking civilian. If this person did what they said that they did, then they would press charges because she's not in the mob.
Well, you know, the old saying, we don't call the cops, we call family. So, you know, I'm sure that's what she meant. You know, I'm pro Angel because she's been through a lot of shit and handled it good, you know. And in this particular case, one thing that they all do is don't talk about my family. All right, but then and I don't ever really hear her going after somebody's family, except she's gone after Sammy pretty hot. But if they were pressing charges, the other two, the woman that would had her wig ripped off or whatever, if
she did, she is pressing charges. That's why she got arrested.
So to save your ass, you press charges back. Then everything gets thrown out. Everything gets thrown out.
They should have did that, but that's not what happened. They want to be gangsters now. They want to stand on business, right? So it's not going to end well, man. They're going to get sued to shit. I believe they're going to get sued pretty good.
Now they will. And then, of course, you know, the worms that come crawling out of the woodwork, if you saw some of the comments that were made on, I think it was...
It's all unfortunate because that
I'm on Nate Dew's cast. Now they're saying, oh, well, now this lady's going to disappear like Favor did, you know, the one that ran over Johnny Boy. You know, she's going to disappear. Like, oh, stop.
Yeah,
stop. Give yourself a break and don't watch TV for a month. Read a book or something, you know. Read The Accidental Gangster.
Some of these people with their comments, it's ridiculous, man. And let me make something clear. I'm not going after anyone's family. I don't agree with that type of shit. But if this story is in the limelight, I'm gonna report on it. Like, that's the bottom line. No one gets to dictate on what I do over here. Correct. You know, they put themselves in that situation. I think the thing that they should have did is walked away. They should have walked away. And if this person put their hands on your kid, then you should have pressed charges.
Correct.
You're not in the mob. So stop trying to live up to this fucking fantasy of whatever morals you claim to have. If this person put their hands on your kid, you should have pressed charges. And that's it. Right?
Yeah. Well, it turned into one hell of a little fisticuffs or whatever you want to call it.
And now what about the kid? What about the kid that has to go to school and deal with the repercussions of that whole situation? They don't think of that.
Well, I don't think anything of that.
No, what about the kid?
Like, yeah, good for you.
No, what about the kid has to deal with all the people talking about what happened?
Oh,
he's gonna have to deal with all these people talking shit.
Right.
Yeah, but they don't think of that, right?
There's no specifics to what the wig lady was yelling out supposedly at the players or something, whatever. But you know. The fact that it got so much media attention is only because of that last name anyway.
Well, there's a bunch of different
it was everywhere for fucking 3 days. It was everywhere.
there's a report that the wig lady was screaming stuff, and there's a report that the Gotti woman was screaming stuff
At her.
So, no, at the players.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So, I mean, the truth's gonna come out. There's fucking video footage. I'm sure there's more video footage.
Well, the truth has to come out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's video footage, and they're gonna hear the audio, and everything's gonna get broke down. But I think if someone puts their hands on your kids and they were in the wrong, you don't. And I honestly, man, I think they're snowballing this whole situation into something ridiculous.
Well, what's the old saying? There's three sides to every story. Because if somebody put their hands on your kid, somebody put their hands on my kid, even now he's 34 years old.
How come that wasn't reported in any of the reports?
That it wasn't.
That someone put their hands on one of the kids. I didn't hear that.
But no, I'm hearing it from you for the first time.
They're claiming that. That's what they're claiming.
I didn't read it.
Well, I didn't
after
either.
the fact, but they didn't tell the police that. Well, maybe they did. I don't know. All I know is that the police asked them.
So I don't think
they're
that's
pressing
defense,
charges
man.
against you.
I really
Do you
don't.
want to press charges? No, I don't want to press charges. All right. Well, you got to come with us. So it was people other than you were reporting that they were locked up because the police wanted them to press charges. No, that's not the case. The police were saying, she's pressing charges. Do you want to press charges? No. Well, I have to take you because she's pressing charges.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And if somebody put their hands on her kid, then as far as I'm concerned, whatever you do to defend your child, you're not wrong. You follow what I'm saying?
But that's not going to hold up in court, bro. It's not.
But, I understand that. But you can't walk around like, you.
Ignorance is not a defense. Trust me.
Right?
It's not.
Ignorance
Never
of
worked
the
for
law.
me, bro. It never
my-
worked for me.
Hi, Maureen. My father used to catch me doing all kinds of shit. Hey, Uncle Pete. And I used to say, I didn't know. And my father used to say that. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. I was like, oh, my God. I'm so
It's
tired of
not.
hearing that. Don't say I didn't know. If you didn't know,
let's
you
hear it.
should have known. Right?
Let's hear some of this video. Let's get back to the real
Mhm.
gangster of the story.
Someone said, what's the age difference between Sammy and A-Light?
About 30 years. And he looks about 100 years older. Listen, same thing on tape. He's such a tough guy. Why is he in Arizona? If he's such a boss, why is he hiding? No different than Joe Messina did and the rest of them. Soon
Why is he hiding in New Jersey? why isn't he in the fucking New York neighborhood where he allegedly ran shit? How come he's not living there?
Keeping the Ubers solvent.
Fucking hilarious,
Right?
man.
as they start cooperating and they don't have anybody to have their balls get snipped. I said it over and over and over.
He said once they start cooperating, they get their balls snipped. Is that what happened to you, Johnny boy?
That's
Then
the
they
best.
hide. So if they want to be who they are, then stay in the neighborhood like the rest of us. Whoever's here.
Like the rest of us. He's not in the neighborhood.
And be who you say you are.
Let's see if any last good one.
He said,
Yeah. You know what?
I'm surprised he's not laughing.
I would say 80% of everything he said would stand up if he wasn't a cooperator.
Yeah.
It would stand up. But you can't say that. You did the same fucking thing that you're accusing him of doing. It makes no sense.
He said,
Are you
once
trying
he
to say no? Now you
cooperated-
didn't?
Once he cooperated, he got his balls snipped. So what happened to you, Johnny boy?
That's it. We should bring them all and tell them to put their pants down.
Nah, I'm good with that. You can tell him that. I'm good. I don't want to be around for that one. He's getting mad. You can see it, right? He's getting
Right,
mad.
look at it. He was smiling maybe a minute and a half ago.
Speaking of, though, the first part of what we talked about with some of Sammy's dealings, that stuff that we spoke about, what we're in the beginning of this episode with regards to DiBernardo and stuff like that. This is all things that can be Googled.
People that want to look at it, go on websites, Google it. We can actually attach certain websites with Sammy and DB, and that's what we call DiBernardo. So people that don't know, and check it out and see for yourself. Hire a lawyer if you're so interested in what's truthful or what isn't. And don't be cheap. Get a lawyer and let them go look into it for you for a couple $100. So,
what about you, Johnny? What's truthful to you? Fucking nothing. If you disagree with what he says and you don't believe him, he gets super fucking pissed. Like really mad. He gets really mad.
It showed. And it was still hanging when you kicked off.
you want to be involved and want to be part of it, go ahead. Go dig in.
If Sammy wasn't for real, someone in the Gambino family would have sniffed him out long before he became underboss. What do you think?
So whoever said they did sniff him out, so we'll answer that, because again, you just don't know the history. Louis Molito say
he can't even say his name right. Louis Molito.
His life because the Colombo family wanted to kill him. They accused him of being a rat. And they chased him, and then Louis brought him over to the Gambino family. So they did sniff him out very early in his life. Then when he went into, Louis saved him and kept him safe with the Gambino family. Louis was a legitimate tough guy, moneymaker, and Sammy thanked him by setting him up too, so somebody could kill him. Again, for money and bullshit talk. So this is who Sammy is. So every time one of you guys are sticking up for a guy that you know nothing about, he doesn't have the balls to do it to somebody's face. This is how he does it. He's a weasel. He doesn't pull himself. He doesn't go out and shoot it out. He doesn't do, that's not him. He doesn't go baseball bat somebody by himself. So anybody that really knows the facts about Sammy, you'll understand he was sniffed out, and John had him sniffed out. If John does not get locked up, Sammy's going. So Sammy had a couple of years that John needed him there for a certain reason since Frankie DeChico left. He was a Brooklyn guy, Sammy had nowhere to go without John. So John knew that he could keep him around and use him and abuse him. And eventually he was going to kill him. And go listen to the Ravenite tapes. He's telling Frankie Lucasio, basically, we need to kill Sammy. So whoever's right now, again, you just don't know the history.
You don't know the history. You didn't read books like Johnny did here.
I was just going to say that.
To get all his fucking facts and stories.
He didn't know it. He only know it now because the tapes got made legal, and he heard the tapes. So, but you didn't know it back at that time. And if you look right there, some of these comments are unbelievable. Mickey Griggs is saying he never met DB. I would believe that. And then Travis says it's so funny. John used to praise Sammy, calling him the perfect gangster, and that's true. He did.
Yeah, there's a video of him. I'll get that one ready for one of the next ones down the road, where he's talking about Sammy was the perfect gangster. He was doing all this shit. I thought you were the guy setting up the trials and doing the hits. What happened? Now he's changing his tune, right? I think it's just hilarious. These people are
and that's why, remember I said the last show, they're running out of content. Even all this shit is getting old. Nobody wants to hear this shit anymore, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Unless it's presented the way that you presented, you know? But they don't want to hear it from them anymore. And even if there was a whatever you want to put a percentage at, I was leaning towards feeling bad for Gene. Like, he's just a mixed up kid and he's lost and this and that. Da, 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 da. I really believe he's trying to go straight. I've seen all these comments. And then he goes and does what he's done over the past 2.5 months. And they're like, oh, I feel like an asshole believing in this guy, you know? So,
bullshit, fraud.
There you go. That's enough right there. Forget about
fraud.
Forget about Flair. That's enough right there.
This is where he needs to be, down in Florida. He can handle his own business. But 100%, he made his own bed, He made his own fucking bed.
Without a doubt. Yep, look at that. Oh, man.
And he proved it, that I'm not lying about the situation.
Right.
He proved it with his own words. I thought there was no jewelry stolen. That's
what he said first, remember?
Yeah.
It's all a lie. No, Ric Flair's jewelry was never stolen.
Staxx is lying, right?
Yeah. And then he came out and said it was a girl that borrowed my car that knew Ric Flair. She's the one that stole the jewelry. Well, wait a minute.
Oh,
You said it
wait a
wasn't
minute.
stolen.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Look at Rara's busting the gut.
Give a little bit of a shout out to somebody who wrote a sweet message. Looking very snappy, John. I always enjoy the content, but this episode has definitely got me questioning things about Mr. Gravano. Very interesting to hear your perspective. I don't follow much else in this genre, but obviously because of listening to you and Felix, I've researched a little bit into them. To my mind, there's what you did in your former life and what you do now. The difference, in my view, is that you aren't afraid to tell your truth and admit your wrongs. And I'm sorry you're not being allowed to fully move forward by these people. They actually seem to be using your endeavors to create themselves for income/notoriety. I think it's interesting. I mean, thank you. It's a sweet message. But I agree to the point about that a lot of the people in this genre, I mean, like if there's truth, which a lot of them not, but if there's truth, they don't like to talk about their wrongs or admit their wrongdoings. And that's what I think that you are very, very open about. And is one of the reasons that I think we've had an audience for years now, because like you're not afraid to look in the mirror and
look like a fucking clown. He's not afraid to go up there and look like a complete fucking clown.
Let me ask you your opinion. Is Felix believe that, or you think he's just stroking him?
I think he's just stroking his ego. He doesn't believe any of this shit.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You could tell
you
by
can
the
see
way
it when he's starting to get pissed. So
yeah. When Aleto's telling these crazy stories, you could see he's looking out like, really, man? I'm like, come on, really? And then they keep the stories keep getting more extravagant too as they go on. But he wasn't saying none of that shit before, right?
Right,
now
exactly.
all of a sudden his dad was around Lucky Luciano and his cousin and this and the fuck out. He was running 5 miles when he was 5 years old. His dad had a fucking belt snapping him.
Remember that?
He was running 2 miles at 2, right? 5 miles at 5.
Yeah. Well, actually, he was running when he was inside his mother. When he was inside his mother, he was running.
He was on a treadmill. He was on a placenta mill.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in the stomach running like
like this.
He got out and started killing people right away, right when he came out.
Now you understand, because I know, because you've been around the block a few times. These are all the stories that not just him. I'm not taking shots at John. As I'm going to lump them all into one tiny little piece of crap right here that they've been telling for years and years that nobody ever questioned them on. It was never public. It was always sitting around a table somewhere, eating or drinking or whatever it is, or hanging out at the Raven night in this particular case. And everybody has stories. And then, I hear you tell a story, so I steal your story. And I make it my story. And then somebody steals my story and makes it. And that's how it always went. But now it's for the world to see. And people are coming out that were there, that were with somebody that was there, that was married to somebody that was there. Now you're full of shit. And now they don't know what to do. And if they can't fix it, they know they're going to be out. They're going to be out of this easy money of just sitting in front of a camera and a microphone and telling all the bullshit that you want to tell. And then almost like baiting anybody to challenge it.
Donkey Dominic told a story, right?
Right.
And I got some inside information that
it wasn't
he said
his story.
Is a total fucking lie. No, he was involved, and I'm going to break the whole thing down, and that's coming very soon. But he made it seem one way, but it was really something else. And you guys are going to be pretty surprised when you find out the truth about Donkey Dominic, because it's pretty compelling, man. It really is.
Chickadee-ching, Dominic Donkey.
I thought I had a clip with Dominic Donkey. I don't know where it went. Dominic the Donkey. He gets real emotional, huh? He looks like shit, man. He looks like something majorly wrong with that guy. I don't know what the fuck it is.
That last one you put up, I thought he looked a little better.
I think he looks like shit, man.
This is Dominic Sicali. Breaking news.
Had to do it, man. Hey, ultra testosterone. Yeah, only the girls with tits. I don't pay attention to them people anymore. Damn, A-Light's getting smashed on, bro. Hey, he should have just stayed buddy-buddy with Scammy, and they could have ran off into the sunset with their garbage bags. You know? All they got to do is keep it real. They don't have to embellish all these crazy stories. They should just tell the truth. You know? I got some great interviews and different stories that are going to be dropping. You guys are going to be pretty entertained in the very near future. I've been working on a lot of great things, and you guys won't be disappointed. I could promise you that. Go check out my interview with John Greshner, and there's a bunch of other interviews that are going to be dropping. I got a lot of people very upset lately. Too fucking bad.
No more with the dude, bro. Give the dude.
Come on, bro.
Bro, dude.
Bro.
Come on, dude, bro.
Come on, bro.
Go
Staxx the Exterminator. Donkeys are way cooler than Dum Dum. Dum Dum. Dum Dum.
Dum dum dumby doo.
Thanks for joining me, man. I got some things I gotta do. I appreciate you though. I got some.
Oh no, I always have fun.
Some stuff and some things. But yeah, we'll do this again. I appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Me too. See everybody. Thanks for the comments. You guys are cool, man, all the way.
And if you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this content, too fucking bad. Start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a dumb.